Now, on this problem, what I suggest you do is pause the video and do the problem. Do example 9 through 12. And then come back and check to see how you did. Let's start with example 9. So to find the common difference, I'm going to say, okay, that's going to be negative 10 minus a negative 3. Well, it's not negative 3, minus 3. So negative 10 minus 3 is negative 13. That's my common difference. Now to find the 0th term, I'm going to subtract my common difference. So I'm going to say 3 minus a negative 13. I'm finding what comes before 3 in my sequence. Well, if I add, subtracting and negative is adding, so I get 16. So in other words, I'm going to start at 16. So t of n is going to be negative 13n, because we're going down by 13 between our terms, plus 16. That's how we're getting our answer. We're starting at 16 for the 0th term. We subtract 13, you're at 3. Subtract 13 more, you're at negative 10, and so on. Now I want to find the 15th term in this sequence, so I'm going to take negative 13 times 15, and I'll add 16 on. I'm going to replace n with 15, in other words. I think I'll use my calculator for this. So I'll take negative 13 times 15, short-term memory here, plus 16. And negative 179. So the 15th term, t of 15, equals negative 179. Now let's take a look at, we're going to graph the first 5 terms. Well, in my sequence, if I count, they gave me 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll make my table again. I got n and t of n. So n is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm given, so 3, negative 10, negative 23, negative 36, subtract 13, I'm at negative 49. Now there are 10 tick marks on my graph, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to count by 5. That will take me to negative 50. Make this as big as I can, so you can see how that works out. Come on. So I got negative 5, negative 10, negative 15, negative 20, negative 25, negative 30, negative 35, negative 40, negative 45, and negative 50. And we know we're counting by ones. I'm going to put those in just for you, but I don't think you really need to. If you're counting by ones, it's pretty obvious that you're counting by ones, but we'll put them in there anyway. So our first term is 3. So I'm going to go 1 and 3. Two, I'm at negative 10. 3 is negative 23. Fourth term is negative 36. Whoops, can't see the numbers there. There we go. And my fifth term is negative 49. And we're done graphing, because we don't connect them because your domain are just the integers. Okay, which term of the sequence is negative 114? We're going to kind of do the same thing we did before. This is t of n is negative 114, so negative 114 equals my equation. which is negative 13n plus 16. Well, let's subtract 16 from both sides. So we get negative 130 equals, oh, forgot my n, equals negative 13n. Well, let's divide both sides by negative 13. And n is 10. So it would be the 10th term of the sequence. Now, finding the 0th term isn't hard, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. So we have an alternate equation. You don't have to use this, but I'm going to show you an alternate way of looking at this. Instead of starting with the 0th term, we're going to start with the first term. So we're going to say a sub 1. Well, since you're starting with a sub 1, I'm going to subtract 1 from my number of terms. So I'm going to say n minus 1 times my common difference. This is just a different way of writing this in function notation. So you don't have to find the 0th term, but you do it the same way.